Okay, I always have to get around to the back. I'm Jonna. We haven't done this in a while, but I'm really excited today. We're doing our OIC Spotlight with Becky. Becky has been here. How long have you been here?
It'll be a year in June.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have you introduce yourself a little bit about kind of your background and what you offer here at OIC.
My name is Becky Mills. I've been working here at Omaha Integrative Care for almost a year. I've been doing massage for over 11 years. And the main two services that I offer here are the Swedish massage and deep tissue massage. And a lot of people have questions over which one do I book. So we were going to just chat for a minute about, what the difference is.
Yeah, I know I had questions. I wasn't sure what the difference was. I kind of thought Swedish was something really like fancy or different.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about like what's Swedish massage, what's deep tissue massage?
Sure. So the important thing is when booking online, just book the amount of time that you want. If you're unsure of what do I book, the type of massage is not important as much as just the time that you want. So we can always have a discussion when you check in over kind of what you're feeling. If you have any aches or pains. So the most basic way to explain Swedish massage is it's the most basic form of massage therapy. It's the first thing you learn in school. I have an extensive background in anatomy and kinesiology. I'm also an athletic trainer, so I already had a lot of that familiarity. So with the Swedish massage, it's more for relaxation purposes, not saying that we can't do firmer pressure. It's not always a light, fluffy massage, but the intent is different. And so then with deep tissue, that's more of your, hey, I strained a muscle, I have a knot, anything that requires slower, deeper tissue work is more of a deep tissue massage. So it's really just like talking with your therapist over kind of what you're feeling when you come in that day, and then usually they'll be able to guide you one way or the other, because some people think deep tissue techniques have to hurt, and that's not, in my case anyway, that's not my intent. But I do know some other therapists that just are more aggressive than others. So, but yeah, we just cater it to what you are wanting, because it's your time, and then we just kind of go from there.
Yeah. I can speak to this because I actually got a deep tissue massage from Becky last week. I had pulled a hamstring a couple weeks ago, and yeah, the pressure was good. I never felt like I was in pain, but you were definitely working on it. I still got relaxed. I still definitely felt like I'm really glad I'm doing this.
Yeah.
But really targeting that area, bringing blood flow to it, and we did some cupping. So can you talk a little bit about cupping?
Yeah, so cupping has been around forever. It's Chinese medicine. So I've been doing it the whole time I've been practicing. I've always been intrigued with more of the active type people that have that pain that they just can't figure out why it's lingering. So it became popular with Michael Phelps and other swimmers, in the Rio Olympics and stuff. So I've had a lot more people, used to be like when you saw, because they do leave a little bit of a hickey mark, kind of pulling those toxins away from where your injured area is or a tight area. And so all it is, there's different forms of cupping, but the way that I use it, I use the plastic and silicone cups because they're safer. You can do, most acupuncturists, and some massage therapists choose to do fire cupping, but I like this better because I can control the amount of pressure a lot easier with people, and it's just safer not having a flame burning in the room. But yeah, it's just little different size cups, has a little nozzle on top. I have a hand tool, makes a little bit of a suction sound, and that's just securing it to your skin. And so it just pulls your skin up into the cup a little bit, and then I glide it over certain areas that you're having tightness, or what I feel by massaging you first, where I kind of want to free up that fascia, which is the covering of your muscle that can get really inflamed, and I always just say sticky. And so then we make up, when we wake up in the morning, sometimes people are like, oh, I didn't know what I did to my neck, but I have a kink there. So most of the time that fascia gets inflamed and it becomes stickier. And so what the cupping does, everybody does it a little different, just a matter of how you got taught. But I like the movement cupping, what's called dynamic cupping, and then we plant it. I pick out a few spots that I want to park it. I call it parking. In a few spots, usually in the back, neck, and shoulders. It's up in the upper traps, mid-back, shoulder area where a lot of people have issues. And then I just leave it there. It does turn different colors. That just kind of tells me like, hey, there's some stagnant energy or blood flow there. So the darker the mark, it just happens. Like, swimsuit season, summer season coming up, I always just make sure, hey, do you care if you have a couple of marks on your body for about 4 to 5, maybe 6 days? But most people just want to feel better. And then also with my deep tissue, I do gua sha, which in the physical therapy world, it's instrument assisted soft tissue massage or manipulation. And so there's a lot of different terms for it. Again, the intent is different just based on your training. So I always like to do this. My chiropractor introduced me to this years ago, and it just feels good, and it gets into those little crevices that our fingers can't feel, because you feel the feedback from, and I think you felt it when I was working your hamstring area. It gets kind of gritty. And so some of that's your tissue laying back down, and then it's just a different way of approaching massage. I'm a fixer by nature, so I want people to walk out of the room feeling good, not just for like an hour or so, but feeling better longer term.
Yeah.
So if you're more like kind of, you've got some pain or you've just had some chronic pain, I would probably say deep tissue is probably your best bet. And then if you're looking for more de-stress, it helps lower your blood pressure. That's where the relaxing. I have people fall asleep all the time with Swedish massage. So I would say that's probably just in a nutshell what the difference is between Swedish massage and deep tissue massage. But again, your therapist can help guide you in the right direction.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I've gotten both, and they're both awesome. Again, for different reasons, right? Sometimes I just want to come in, like, de-stress, relax, feel taken care of, and sometimes I got stuff I need to work on. We also worked on some plantar fasciitis I'm dealing with, so there's a lot of things that massage can help with, and the cupping and the gua sha, I think, just like adds a whole other aspect to it. So I'm so glad that you're here.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah, is there anything else that you want to share with our OIC community?
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can always go online and message us. I know I've gotten messages from clients, people that hadn't been here yet before, that had some questions before they booked. And so they're really good at getting those messages to me, and then we either chit chat or message back and forth before your session. So if there's anything, if you have more questions, but the important thing is just to book the time that you want, and we'll figure out the rest. Yeah, that would be my main takeaways. Don't worry about if you don't know what you want. We'll figure it out before your session.
That's great. Okay. Well, you can always book online. Actually, I think there's a link to that in the comments right now. So if you're interested, get it on your schedule. You deserve it. We all need to take care of our bodies, and this is a really great way to do it. So.
Yeah, especially with the summer coming up. I've already had a lot of people kind of hurting themselves because we're more active. We're outside walking or bike riding, yard work. So if you can get ahead of it now, your summer could be more enjoyable instead of waiting until you hurt yourself.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, Becky. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for being
a part of our team. And thanks, everybody, for watching. Check in tomorrow. I'm going to have a really similar conversation with Sarah, one of our other massage therapists, who offers some other things. So thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Now I got to come around and press stop. Bye.